He said, we'll go back to the past just once. You may know this better than I do. And
they do.
They do. They do. Hello again and welcome to I've Got a Beatles podcast with Dave and Chris. And wait a minute, we're back, finally.
Yeah.
And Chris,
Where
are
am
you
I
in a
at?
new place? Where are you here?
Where am I?
Yes, to our viewers, you've noticed that Chris is now in a new place in the city of Chicago, somewhere undisclosed location. And
you have to undisclose your location in Chicago these days. But
that's right. Yeah, very good point.
Better for safety reasons.
It is. But yes, you have safely moved and are ready to pick up with all the rest of our recordings for the rest of 2025 here.
Yeah.
And we thought, I mean, our first one we have to get back to is the album that's been out now for a few weeks and has, I think everyone who got a freebie copy has already reviewed this like 2 months ago.
Yes,
but
exactly.
The rest of us have not, and are going to talk about what we were able to hear from this Power to the People John and Yoko set.
Yes, well, as you know, the set came out. It's like 9 CDs, so that's a lot of tracks, 140 tracks. So from the John Lennon website, from the forums, a note from the John Lennon people: we are rolling out individual albums fortnightly on streaming. The New York City album is now available as of October 17th. Why? Because the fans' feedback and the data from the streaming numbers have told us that it definitely gives people a little more time to enjoy each album separately, rather than get hit with all 140 tracks in one go. And it gives us a chance to share a deeper narrative about the albums with you on socials, etc. So more links coming soon, and more of the parts of the set are coming out soon. If you remember, they kind of did that without telling anybody. They kind of did that with the last set. Some stuff coming out, trickling out, and then it's like, oh, now we got those bonus tracks we thought we wouldn't get streaming, we did get eventually. So that is how it's happening. So you can hear the New York City, the redone Sometime in New York City now on streaming, but we just talked about Sometime in New York City not too long ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, for us to do a deep dive on that portion of the set anyway doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So we'll talk about some of those things probably in our gifts episode, year-end gifts episode coming up. But we're going to focus up on as soon as it was available. What was available was the afternoon and the evening shows on streaming. So we're going to talk about those. And that is kind of the bulk of the most interesting, fun, the whole reason they're doing this set. It's all a big package with the documentary film, the book, this show focusing on the one-to-one concerts. And that's where a bulk of the attention has been, and the bulk of the energy in their efforts have been there.
Right, exactly. So the concerts that I remember back in 1986, I was a young Beatle fan, and I remember when they released the record and cassette, and I guess later CD maybe, of John Lennon live in New York City, and I bought the VHS too to go with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we did actually know of this concert and had heard some of it. Now, like we'll talk about, it certainly sounds a lot different and much better, much improved on the sound aspect of it. But it's John's only, as we know, it's John's only real full-length concert that he did in his lifetime. And I have so many mixed feelings, so many feelings about this whole period and about this whole set and the concert. I think it's going to be really interesting to talk about, because it's really, for me, a very complicated subject and a complicated time in John's career, and getting into this whole concert, which was a charity concert. So we should say it was produced on August 30th, 1972. There were two shows, as you said, and it came about because of, at the time, a very unknown, well, say, let's say local newscaster who later became very famous, Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah.
And he did this reporting, this story on the Willowbrook school or Willowbrook organization, which was for mentally disabled or challenged kids, and how their conditions were horrible. So they were in sleeping on the floor and not being fed properly and just being done a disservice. And so he put out the story, formed an organization called One to One, and then friends all asked him, how can we help? And then we decided to put on a concert. So John and Yoko were part of this concert, and
Yeah.
as well as some other people we've heard of.
Yeah. Shana Na, and
Hmm.
I believe Roberta Flack and
Yep.
a few other people.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder, who makes an appearance here.
Yeah,
Interesting appearance in this concert here.
exactly. So you've got an afternoon and an evening show, and it's with John and Yoko, with Elephant's Memory as their backup band, with the
Yeah.
addition of Jim Keltner. And that's who accompanied him on Sometime in New York City as well. So it's really that white hot political period from John
Yeah.
and Yoko in that time. So that's what you hear on this concert. And do you have any other things to say about the lead up to the concert?
No, not really, other than just that those concerts were very successful. They raised $1.5 million.
Yeah, yeah,
So excellent. And for some reason, recorded quite haphazardly, I guess.
yeah.
And I wanted to read, this is from Remixing the One to One Concert, Sean Ono Lennon. So it's a little bit from Sean about the remixing. Mixing the concert recordings was really fun, mainly because there was a lot of work to do. For whatever reason, the technical side of the one to one concert seemed a little bit haphazard and disorganized. Can you believe it?
No, I have no, I can't imagine why.
He says between the matinee and the evening shows, there are microphone changes and stage layout changes that seem to be last minute decisions. This all
Hmm.
made for some compromised recordings in terms of leaks and lack of coverage. So it was a lot of work, but that makes it rewarding from my perspective. It gave us a chance to really put our heads together, find solutions. Paul Hicks and Simon Hilton and I spent a lot of time finding the best possible balance to keep the feeling of a live show while refining the overall sound as much as possible. And Sam Gannon did some meticulous and miraculous work with audio restoration. I won't disclose all of our techniques. There
Yeah.
was some movie magic required, and I think in the end,
Ooh.
the shows sound better than ever. And of
Okay.
course, I would just want to also read this little blurb. Produced by Sean Lennon, and all the tracks have been completely remixed and re-engineered from the original multi-track analog tapes by Paul Hicks, Sam Cannon, using brand new HD transfers by Rob Stevens, with the stereo mixes mastered by Alex Wharton at Abbey Road Studios. They're available separately and then the hybrid. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of work had been done on this. Now,
yeah.
and of course, we have the elephant in the room. We've already talked about this before, and
Mhm.
everyone has beaten it to death. But I'll just keep using cliches here, beat this dead horse. But there are two songs missing
Yeah.
from the concert.
And
Uh,
everybody's so up in arms that Sisters Oh Sisters isn't
yeah,
here.
that. How could
They
they have
can't they
done that?
can't shut up about Sisters Oh Sisters not being here. Not being.
Yeah.
Why do you think they didn't include Sisters Oh Sisters, by the way, Dave?
I listened to a few people talk about it and read some stories, and well, there's three versions I've heard. One is there wasn't enough room on the
Uh-huh.
CD. That was
Yeah.
one. Another was that it wasn't a very good performance and that it kind of fell apart. And then
Yeah.
the third is that the subject matter, which I think is the least
Believable.
plausible,
Yeah.
yeah, plausible of any of
Considering
them.
they do open your box, I don't think
Exactly. Yeah, that's not
yeah.
the issue. So
Yeah.
I think I'm guessing, given the fact that, as we're going to talk about, let's say the performances were not 100% smooth and
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
well done, I wouldn't be surprised if it was because of the poor performance.
The other thing I thought is it's just because of the okay, so where would these have been in the running order?
Oh
So
yeah.
it would have been Power. New York City starts off the show, and It's So Hard. Hot starts.
Yeah.
Then it would have been, I believe, Sisters Oh Sisters, and then the woman is the
Oh
lady of the
yeah.
world.
Mm.
Okay, and then Move On Fast. So going from It's So Hard to Move On Fast sounds pretty good. It's like a good running order wise, and it's not two Yokos in a row, and then another, and then there is two Yokos in a row in the evening concert, but I prefer one Yoko and then let's get back to John for a while and
Yeah.
one Yoko.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it was a mix of Sisters of Sisters performance bad and also running order. For the running order reasons, let's not shove it in there. Let's get that out. Let's get the other song. Since we're taking the other song out, also take Sisters of Sisters out. So
That's right. You
that's the
jog my
most
memory. That's
anyone in all of these things has talked at all about Sisters of Sisters, by the way.
yeah, that's true.
Nobody else seems to give a crap
No.
that's not there, but they do
No.
care that a very good song is missing. Should
Yeah.
I read the explanation from Sean Lennon?
I think this
From
was updated from their last podcast about it. So I think
yeah,
he finally addressed the proverbial
that's
elephant in
right.
the room.
I believe Beatle fan posted this, so I just
Yeah.
want to shout out Beatle fan, and it was from an interview from Mojo magazine, which is a famous magazine, mostly from Great Britain. Removing it was hard because it's not something that I decided personally. It was something that everyone was advising. No one wanted to put it out. Lennon's use of the N word was designed to shock a world that took the subjugation of women for granted. But in 2025, it was always going to be difficult to justify or allow to stand. I think it's a really important song, adds Sean, but times have changed and I'm not going to bring any more negativity to my parents than I have to. So I think it might have been a little bit of him trying to protect Yoko, particularly,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and being like, "Hey, it's gonna get backlash, and it's gonna hurt my mom's feelings, and
Yeah. Yeah.
she's old and sensitive, and we don't need that right now." So perhaps that's the answer. But
Yeah. I will say I watched it this morning on
mhm.
YouTube. You can watch the video of John performing it. You can also see Sisters of Sisters. So it's not in
Yeah,
the set, but they're not consigned to the dustbin of history. They are
yeah,
you can still view them and still see them. But I
yes,
I think it's just disappointing that it had to get to this point on both sides. Every side of it just seems like it's a mess. And
yeah. And I've talked about
yeah, we talked about it.
we've kind of overdone the backlash on this too, of like,
Yeah,
hey, and what we're going to be doing from here on through this podcast is talk what was released.
exactly.
like to
Exactly.
like let's look at these, let's talk about these because it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was confused when we talked about the initial set, what the hybrid set
Uh,
meant. So now I know
yeah.
what that means. And so that
Yeah.
really somebody decided they picked their favorites from the afternoon and the evening,
Yeah.
leaning more heavily towards the afternoon's show. And
For a good reason.
for good reason. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then what we do have, what was released for everybody on the day it was released on October 10th, was both the afternoon and the evening shows in
Yeah.
full.
Yeah.
So they're almost the same. There's only two differences that happen at the end
Yeah.
of the concerts, but the
Yeah. There's
set
a
list is about the same.
pretty much so. They move one song later
Yeah.
for some reason, unknown reason, and then the there's a kind of a cool ending on the evening show. Obviously, that's part of the hybrid. I haven't really looked at the hybrid very much at all.
No.
The hybrid is available if you buy the vinyl. You can buy the hybrid. I think if you go on the website, there might still be the availability where you can buy both the afternoon and the evening shows on vinyl. I think probably you're going to get most of what you want by buying the hybrid
I think so too.
or just streaming and probably streaming the afternoon show. I just
Yeah.
straight up I prefer the afternoon show to the evening show.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about why here in a second. But the
So,
difference is there may not be much difference, Dave, between the afternoon show and the
the
evening
evening
show.
show. Wow. Yeah.
um,
Well, what do you think before we get into the tracks and the set list and everything?
yeah.
What do you think of the show as a whole in terms of the experience of what you're hearing? You know, because we've analyzed so many McCartney concerts. We've done the concert for
Yeah.
Bangladesh and George concerts. We've even talked about some Ringo, but there are obviously aren't very many John concerts to talk about. So what do you think of the pick either one or as a whole, as a
I
concert experience?
I think it's pretty good. I think it gets off to a hot start with the obvious choice for the opening song, New York City. It's so hard, pretty, rockin' song. Then the track listing here goes to Move On Fast, which is pretty peppy, kind of drags it a little bit down. And then some hits when it's like, oh, he's playing Instant Karma, the crowd gets crazy. The
Yeah.
crowd just absolutely eats up Mother. They love it. And
More than
then
I do.
Come Together, was a nice surprise for the crowd. They love it. And of course, I imagine Cold Turkey,
Yeah.
being in there, So I feel like he selected some good tracks. He selected some of his more popular tracks, but some album track type things as well, like Well, which
Yeah.
isn't a, big hit or anything like that. And, and then they end on a Hound Dog, or in the evening show, they do a long sort of group give peace a chance, which is kind of fun as well. So I think as an overall kind of running order, pretty solid selections, pretty solid. Not too much Beatles, obviously. He didn't want to do that at that time. Maybe had he toured in 1980, he would have
Yeah.
played a few more Beatles songs. Who knows? My other reaction just to listening to this all week is, wow, what a great mix.
Oh, yeah.
Well balanced. And I talked a bit when I did an episode on the EP
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
about how well the crowd noise is balanced too. I wanted to keep an ear on the saxophone. Oh, because we
Plenty
had
of
this like
saxophone.
rumors that John Lennon hates the saxophone, so he's going to
Yeah.
extract, and he extracted it from certain things in the past, and how dare he, and what's he going to do with the saxophone in this? It's there, it's present, it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
overwhelming.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think it was overwhelming. I thought it was
Okay.
pretty solid. So that sounds great. And but the big takeaway to me is John Lennon's guitar throughout is just awesome.
Hmm.
Just excellent to just particularly on songs where Yoko's singing. If you don't like Yoko singing so much, concentrate a lot on John's guitar playing, the guitar playing of the band, and I think you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I think for sure the sound makes a huge difference because I did listen to one of the older versions of the
mhm.
86 set and it's kind of muddy and not great sounding, a little grotty. So they did a great job. I give them credit for that, for pulling together this concert and making it sound pretty fresh. And actually, sometimes I think we've talked about like on the George Harrison live in Japan, the crowd is too muted that you barely even
Yeah,
notice it. You hardly even sounds like a live concert. But
yeah.
here you've got the roar of the crowd at certain places and you can hear the stage chatter really well, what John is talking about and telling the band, and
Yeah,
sometimes kind of
some silly
funny.
stuff,
Yeah,
some
some kind of nasty
yeah,
stuff on other
nasty.
occasions.
Yeah,
So
I
you,
love doing at the end of at the end of Come Together in the evening performance. He goes like, such daft lyrics.
yeah,
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
that's right. I gotta stop writing these daft lyrics. Yeah, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
But yeah, you do get you have a real sense that you're there as you
yeah,
listen to this. It feels like you're part of the experience. So
yeah.
kudos to the sound team for resurrecting the awful sound we had.
Now, Dave, you said, I think, in a previous episode that you don't like Elephant's Memory.
No,
Okay,
I don't.
let's get into that. Why?
Okay. That I was gonna save this for my wrap up, but I'll
Okay.
tease it now. But I'll say
Yeah.
I find this concert for all of its historical significance and for the fact it's John and
Hmm.
we get to hear him singing it. I find this to be a very rather challenging listen.
Oh,
It's a rough concert for me, and I think it's because of the band. I think
mm,
they're maybe a step above a garage band and not of the level that you need to, or who should be playing with John Lennon to me. Yeah,
okay. Okay.
it maybe it fits the aesthetic. He wants this sort of New York
Loose people off the
loose people
streets.
off the streets sort of feel. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Band of the people, but I think they're pretty slovenly, and I just don't. This is me. This is my
Yeah, sure,
preference.
sure.
Yeah, I don't like the saxophone. I think it's overpowering a lot of times. It's to me. Yeah, I mean, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't like their sound, and
Yeah.
I think there's something to it because John numerous times mentions, "Oh, welcome to the rehearsal," or "We spent
Yeah.
all this time breaking our asses and we still can't play it right."
Yeah.
On Cold Turkey he says that. So I think there's just a mismatch here, and I wish that John had the chance to play with a really hot band.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, it is a disappointment. I mean, obviously, everything's a disappointment, especially if
Yeah,
top being that he got shot to death.
exactly.
So,
Exactly. I
so
know. It's
never got
sad.
another chance to perform a full-length concert live, and certainly probably would have done that in the
Oh yeah.
following years to 1980. So yeah, so I guess I mean you have some very good points, some very good points there.
Well, I don't want to compare it to, in a way, I mean, Paul had a big head start because he had a bunch of Wings groups, and we've talked about how the early Wings is kind of rough with Henry McCullough, and
Yeah,
that group is rough. But then
yeah,
he nailed it on the Wings Over America group. He got the right band, and that fits him
yes,
well. So
yeah,
John never had that opportunity. So it's not fair. I shouldn't necessarily be so critical, but
yeah,
it is for me a hard listen. It's not an enjoyable listen. I don't find it
yeah.
to be enjoyable.
I might have agreed with you, but I've been enjoying it in the couple of weeks here that we've been listening to it. I do want to say, I said I prefer the afternoon show to
Yeah.
the evening show. They seem fresher.
Yes.
And the end of Cold Turkey going into Don't Worry, and Don't Worry is not played in the evening show. It is played and it's here on this set is really great. I think really
Yeah.
exciting kind of like moment. There's more excitement feeling, I think, in some of the tracks in the afternoon show and also in the evening show, with a few exceptions. Lennon's voice is much more ragged. He's
Yeah.
obviously should not be doing two shows a day.
No.
And
Or
his, if you want a one-to-one example, listen closely to his backup vocals on the afternoon show version of Born in a Prison
oh.
versus the evening show when he's like,
Woo.
like he's just
Awful.
can't get it done. So,
No.
and that's unfortunate, but there's still some enjoyment to be wrung out of the evening show. I mean, but it doesn't ruin the evening show altogether. But the afternoon show is much better, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. And so
So,
let's get to it here. So, well, we've got
yeah.
this opening. It's not really Power to the People. They don't really play. It's just the chant,
Yeah,
the chant of the power to the people, and then
yeah,
I assume that's when they're coming out on stage or
yeah.
something, and then they,
Grabbing their guitars and stuff.
yeah, yeah, and then they launch right into New York City.
Yeah. This the afternoon show version of that. Really loose, fun.
Yeah.
He's like, what happened, man? He's Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
You know,
and he
so it's
says, "Waiting for Geraldo to land," or something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So pretty good version of New York City there, I think.
yeah,
Um,
and to me less. The saxophone is less squawky. I think it's because he's a very squawky player. He's not like Clarence Clemens, I think, is a little bit more. I mean,
Yeah.
he's loud and but it fits Bruce's style better maybe than
Yeah.
Lennon's style. So,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
sounds fine on here.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's a great opener. I think of any
Yeah.
song, that's the best opening track you could have. I mean, Where You Are, you're in New York City, and
Yeah.
John's feeling it. He's feeling good.
And then It's So Hard. How you feeling about It's So Hard?
When we've talked about that song on the Imagine album, I don't think it's one of our favorites, but
Hmm.
it works pretty well here. It's a good
Mm.
1-2 punch, and John's feeling he sounds good, sounds strong. His voice sounds strong
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Solid is what
Solid.
my note there on that. And then
Yeah.
you got the missing songs. And then Move On Fast, which I didn't know very well, Move On Fast.
No.
And I think this is where I'm like, I might disagree with you because I think that the band sounds really good on Move On Fast. The drums are great. It's like it's a well performed song, I
Here's a
think.
weird comment. I almost think they sound better on Yoko's songs than John's
Well,
on
maybe
this
it's because
album.
John's paying more attention to the playing of the music,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
and he's like lifting, like doing like 15-20% more
Yeah, that's
guitar
true.
playing on her tracks.
That's true because so Move On Fast I learned was it's on approximately Infinite Universe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
So it's one of the tunes on there. It's got a
Mhm.
cool groove. Yeah, the band sounds pretty tight actually on it.
Yeah, I thought it was a solid Yoko performance too. And this is, I mean, there are whelps and yeps
Yeah,
on some of the
yeah.
other tracks, and there isn't on this one.
Right.
So,
Because this album, that approximately Infinite Universe, was one of the few or one of the first times that Yoko really tried to sing more mainstream pop
yeah,
songs. And
which some of my favorite tracks on that
yeah, me too.
album, I'd recommend checking that album out because
Yeah,
it
it's
is
great.
good. But I had forgotten that Move On Fast was even on that,
Yeah.
because I don't listen to it that often.
It's a big
But
album. It's a double,
yeah, I
lot of
think it's
songs.
and then Move On Fast. I think it's towards the end of
It
the
is
second
exactly.
side. So yeah, but Move On Fast, pretty solid, pretty solid. And then well. I think it's just too long.
It's too long. Yeah. And now I wonder, do you think fans knew the song? I mean, some of them certainly did from buying Plastic Ono Band, but I don't know. Do you feel like that was a well-placed song here?
Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably would have chosen a different, like God or something like that. I would have
Yeah.
blown my mind, but
Oh,
instead of
yeah.
well. But it's an easy enough song to play. I think those decisions lend themselves a little bit here too. I think it's like, oh, we got this sloppy band, so let's
Yeah.
find one where it's like, don't,
It's
don't,
pretty
don't.
basic. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. It's just too long and too the samey.
Yeah.
And isn't it edited down for the version that was on? I'm not sure. I'll have to check my
Yeah, there's
tape.
a longer version on the Plastic Ono Band, the box set.
Yeah.
So it's really long.
Mm-mm.
Also, lyrics, he messes up. Well, John always messes up lyrics, but he messes up the lyrics, I think, in both shows.
Yeah.
It's sloppy to me.
Yeah.
A chance to scream and rock out, I guess.
The afternoon version of Born in a Prison, I really like the interplay of John and Yoko on the chorus on
What
that.
becomes a flute when it's broken?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it sounds good,
Uh,
actually. He gets
yeah.
it better there,
And that's
obviously.
where the saxophone, I'm like, oh, I really like the saxophone on that one too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like you said, that band a little better on the
I think so. I don't know
Yoko
why.
songs.
They just are. And then John moves to the piano, or the actually rather tinny electric piano. I wish it was a real piano or a
Yes.
better sounding. It's
Yeah.
real kind of crappy
Yeah.
sounding piano
I
for
agree.
Instant Karma.
I agree.
Yeah.
Nice to hear Instant Karma and well performed. Well, shine on like
Yeah.
on and on. Like all that stuff's like hitting the right notes and everything. It's just
Yeah.
I agree with you that keyboard doesn't sound all that great
But
Um,
something that did strike me though is how much I like Instant Karma. I always forget about that song and think that may be my favorite early Lennon song. I think it's a
yeah,
killer tune.
yeah, yes, yes. I agree.
So good that he
Agree.
performed it live.
Yeah, and it's really been the last, I've heard it so many times the last
Oh yeah.
couple weeks, but I'm not getting sick of it. Nor am I getting sick of Mother. Mother's a great song, a great performance. Maybe this is one of the few. I don't know if they picked the evening version of this, but having his raw, ragged, stripped off, out, destroyed voice singing it. This was, Exhibit A in his Scream Therapy
Yes.
um, development that led to this song being on Plastic Ono Band. Wonderful song. And this performance, I think in some other interview, Sean was talking about how haunting it was and how
Yeah.
it made him feel closer to his father to get this performance of Mother and listen to it so many times. So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
you like it?
Not as much as the one on the album. I think
Yeah.
just as too plotting. It's boom, chick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
wanted more from the piano or more something. It's like 5 seconds of nothing in between
Yeah.
each singing. So, but the ending is exciting. The Mama Don't Go
Yeah.
is really good, and like you say, I think it's better. You think it's better on the evening show, maybe?
I think so, just because of
Yeah.
it's one song that can be heightened by a rough vocal
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
because of its rawer and more emotional. So,
Exactly.
and then you get your "We're All Water."
Boy, they jack up the tempo, don't they? It's back
Yeah,
to We're All Water, and I bet you never thought about there may not be much difference between Lenny Bruce and Richard Nixon or whoever.
yeah, yeah. It's the one that probably sounds the most dated because of the reference. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's talking about Raquel Welch and like that these days. So it's a little dated as far as that goes. Some of the reference stuff. I do like the sentiment of it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I like Yoko's performance. I think it's light and fun.
Yeah.
Uh, and this is the wobbly vocal stuff where she goes into these things. Is she trying to do water? That stuff. Is that what she's trying to
Is
do?
that
Or
what
is
it
it
is?
just, but it sounded to me the most, because I know that people are very annoyed sometimes by her scream wobbly vocal stuff. But
Yeah.
this time it struck me as the most, oh, she's just trying to be like another instrument, like another like
Sure.
wild guitar, like a guitar going wow 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 like that. So anyway,
Yeah.
but
I know
yeah.
your favorite part of it is when the saxophone starts playing shortening bread.
Yeah, I did roll my eyes a little bit at that. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes on too long. But this is one of those things that the length of it probably is determined by watching the crowd and seeing people getting into it. Now, if you've watched any of the video, you saw that everyone in the audience was given a mini tambourine. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
probably all shaking their tambourines on this one and having a
Yeah.
good time. So I
That's right.
again, I really think the Yoko songs weirdly come off better in some ways than
Yeah.
John.
Now in the evening show, they Born in a Prison was played after We're All Water, right there. But I kind of prefer that, like I said, prefer the
Yeah,
afternoon show
I do too.
because then we get into Come Together,
Yeah.
which is great selection, even though he really
Boy,
doesn't know the song at all.
sloppy. Very
Yeah.
sloppy. And he said, we'll go back to the past just once. You may know this better than I do.
Yeah.
And
They
yeah,
do.
they do. They do. or Why We're Here
Yeah.
Tonight, and he talks about it before Imagine.
Yeah,
And
well, yeah. In the evening show, he's like, he says that thing about the Daft lyrics, and he's like, "This is more like this,"
yeah,
like this is this is not ever going to be my preferred Imagine because they
no.
once again that keyboard
Ugh.
sound is not good.
No, not good at all. And
Yeah,
yeah, obviously it's good to have it and good to have the song, but just not a great performance technically with
yeah,
the instruments.
yeah.
Now, then you have this bizarre comment where Yoko says, "Oh, this song's been banned in America because I'm a woman." John had songs banned as well, and I guess I can
Yeah.
see why the song might have been banned. Open your box.
Yeah, yeah, I could see the subject matter being a little too much for some
Yeah.
people, but decent. And probably my least favorite of all of these Yokos here,
Yeah.
but and there's it's the most wobbly vocal. Open
Wow.
your bar, and it's all right here. All the whole song's right here. And
Yeah.
like it's there's not a lot of variety.
No.
Whereas like even We're All Water, it's like so it's like
Yeah,
more
there's
of a
more.
there's more of a tune to We're All Water. Move On Fast has definitely got a melody to it. Open
Yeah.
Box is more like a little hitting more towards the experimental end
Yes.
of John and
The
Yoko.
the
So
scream singing kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
Yoko.
So not my favorite Yoko, but solid. And then Cold Turkey, which they
Oof.
really mess up,
Bomb the
really
beginning.
botch. They have to stop. They're like, oh, he's pissed. You can tell
Yeah.
he's not happy.
Yeah, not good beginning.
So
Yeah, so you've got two versions, and he also says something. I don't know if it's at both shows, but this is an experience we've all had, and I don't know something along those lines. I'm not sure what he was talking about.
well, I got a smack just earlier this
Yeah,
week, Dave.
that's
So
right. You've been going through a lot of heroin withdrawals, but I'm not
so
sure what he's talking about
yeah,
there.
yeah, I don't know what he's talking
Yeah.
about, but I prefer the reason I prefer the afternoon, even with the mess up, the afternoon is because it doesn't end. It seamlessly goes into a jam of "Don't Worry,"
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool. And the band sounds awesome and really
Yeah.
hot right then. So I feel like pretty good. I mean, I was very excited for the set because I'd heard the EP. So pretty cool. They don't do that in the evening show though. They don't go into Don't Worry. Instead, they play the last song on the afternoon show and the next to last kind of song on the evening show, Hound Dog.
Yeah.
We love you, Elvis.
We
I
love
think
you,
at,
Elvis. Yeah, I
at
love you.
one point he
Elvis, I
goes,
love you. Yeah.
Elvis, I love you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
which struck me like, oh, Elvis was still alive at that time.
Yeah, he
So,
was.
yeah,
That's for sure.
so,
And back, that was
yeah,
like the time of a little after Suspicious Minds and some of
yeah,
that good late Elvis stuff.
yeah.
So there's two versions, and the evening show is much different because of one main thing that happens is you get Yoko on the evening version doing her kind of, I would say, inappropriate wows
Yeah, yeah.
in Hound Dog, which
Shouldn't fix with it. It shouldn't. No,
don't fiddle with it.
no.
It sounds better on the afternoon show. She doesn't do the scream sing
Yeah,
on the afternoon.
I had the feeling, and part of the reason of the change of the running order is that John knew his voice was shot and
Oh,
probably talked to Yoko and was like, "You're gonna have to pick it up a
mm-hmm.
little bit, of some of my stuff. So let's move one of your songs later, and then
Oh yeah, it could
add
be.
some stuff in Hound Dog and other places." So it was probably at the behest of John, but who
Mm.
knows? Who
Yeah, that's a
knows?
good theory. Yeah.
But
As
yeah,
a
I prefer
closer,
it. Hound Dog. It's
yeah.
I'm John playing oldies.
Yeah.
You know, has never been my favorite thing.
No.
But I really like the little Law and Order thing that they do, and maybe it's just because I'm in Chicago and there's some stuff been happening
Yeah.
politically, that's really affecting people around here. And I won't get too into it, but it's just like a upsetting time. And she's reading this statement. I'll read a statement from a political, and I really like how she does it. And the band is grooving,
Yeah. It's kind of
and
like a rap or like a,
yeah,
yeah.
and she reads it in a sort of like specific way of reading this statement, and then the twist is it sounds like it's from Nixon or from one
Yeah.
of the people like that, but it ends up being a statement from Hitler.
Right.
It's like, we need law and order. And then John's like, law and order, man.
Yeah.
Which I really, really like.
Law and order,
I
man.
really like. Never more hippie-ish than.
Yeah. Very,
So,
very funny response. Yeah, it took me by surprise the first time because, again, we don't want to get too political, but yes, some of the things that are
yeah.
referred to in that are, well, history repeats itself, let's say.
Yes,
And
history definitely repeats itself.
yeah, and
And
I think
yeah.
not just the US, but kind of around the world, the world is in a scary time right now, I
Yeah,
think.
in many
Yes,
countries, many political leaders are back to the same old tricks,
exactly,
back to the
exactly.
same old blame people on blame the youth and blame people on the
Yeah,
streets and blame uh illegals and et
yeah.
cetera. And it's a disgusting thing. I hate it. But Law and Order seamlessly goes into Give Peace a Chance, a jam on Give Peace a Chance. Probably too long
Way too long.
and probably too much. This is where it's like da 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 on the saxophone over and over and over and over again.
Oh,
And
painful.
then Dave hates this because he despises Stevie Wonder. He hates him.
I don't hate Stevie Wonder,
What?
but
You've told
but
me it.
but you know what? We're going to talk about after the show. We're going to talk about plans for our other like upcoming shows. And
Yeah.
one of my ideas that I think you liked was artists I don't get. I'm going to
Yeah.
put. I think spoiler alert: Stevie Wonder will be someone I don't get.
Yeah.
And great musician, great style, songwriter. Just something I just don't. I don't know. But for here, I think he's ill used on
Yeah.
this particular track because it just goes on and on. It's about eight
Yeah.
minutes of this and just all we are saying. I don't know. Are you a big fan of the song Give Peace a Chance anyway in the
I'm
original?
not a big fan of the song. I didn't mind. I thought it was kind of exciting and cool to have, oh, Stevie Wonder's there all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Yeah, you can
And
hear him.
the only problem to me is I honestly believed back before this happened, I think we had a show where we were like, hey, release the one-to-one concert stuff. And my suggestion was release all of it, like do the
Yeah.
whole thing. So
Roberta
it's the
Flack, the whole group. Yeah,
exactly.
everybody.
So
Yeah.
had they done that, then it would have fit a little bit better. Of
Yeah.
like, oh, in the earlier in the day, the other great big set that people would have loved to have seen and loved to hear. And it might be nice if the Stevie Wonder camp would go back and do one of these restorations on
Yeah.
his tracks because he played like some pretty cool stuff, Superstition, I think, and
Oh, really? Okay. I
like
like that
or
song. Yeah.
Superwoman, or one of
Yeah.
those, a couple of those cool songs of his from that era would have been great to hear those. So I think in the context of the concert, it made a lot of sense. And also, like I said, John's voice running out of gas,
Big
being
time.
like, "Hey, Stevie, do your thing,"
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, so I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
The first time
but I
was
like
okay.
Stevie Wonder. I don't hate him like Dave.
I I'm never gonna live that down. Oh boy.
So,
I liked playing Superstition in a band. It was fun.
yeah,
But yeah, like you say, I think that's why the concert for Bangladesh works so well and better than
yeah,
so many others because you get to
yeah.
hear Dylan's tracks. You get to
Watch
hear,
out
yeah.
now. Take care, beware.
Yeah, Leon. You get Billy
Leon.
Preston. You
Yeah.
get, yeah, we said the other people on that
Yeah.
set or Clapton playing and being in there. Like it's more of a group. Ringo gets his song. You get more
Yeah.
stuff on there. So
Yeah.
here we don't suddenly it's okay. Stevie Wonder's here. Like we didn't know where he was. Here he is. Okay,
Yep.
kind
There
of
he is.
weird.
So yeah, it is kind of, I mean, it is kind of weird out of context, but in context, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And
Yeah,
once again, I'm just I kept imagining being in the crowd for this and
exactly.
how
Yeah,
exciting it would have been, and seeing Stevie would have been a great part of that. So in his prime too.
in its prime
So,
for sure. And to
so
that point, I think
yeah,
it's maybe a good way to close it off here is that I wonder if this concert will be much better next year when we see it restored in video.
yes.
I think it'll be a
Oh
better
yeah.
experience than listening to it.
That is great, and it's great. You gave me a perfect segue to our Beatles news, which is that HBO has announced that One to One John and Yoko, the Academy Award winning filmmaker Kevin McDonald's documentary, is slated to premiere on HBO at 8 p.m. on Friday, the 8 p.m. Eastern, on Friday, November 14th. And from then on, will also be available to stream on HBO Max. So I've been excited to see that. I missed it in
Great.
theaters.
Me too.
So I'm excited to take a look at that. So you'll be able to do that.
Excellent.
Dave it's probably broke right now because Ringo Starr's first four solo albums have been reissued on special colored vinyl. The
Oh,
releases,
I was hoping for super deluxe box set of A
uh,
Sentimental Journey or Buku of Blues.
yeah.
Oh.
So Sentimental Journey, Buttermilk Yellow vinyl. You get Buku of Blues. You got a blue, baby blue vinyl for that
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Ringo is on Molten Lava vinyl. What do you think of
Ooh.
that? That's cool.
What is is that like red molten lava color or orange
It's
or
I think it's red and brown, maybe. I don't know.
okay.
And then the Goodnight Vienna, which we talked about
Yeah.
semi recently on
Yeah.
Psychedelic Waves vinyl, so we can finally
Whoa.
pick that up. So they are out, and we'll have some links for those if you want to pick those up because it's nice to have 'em. I mean, they haven't been on vinyl in a long time.
No.
And yeah, now we're recording this in October, but very soon in November, very early in November, people are going to be clamoring for, and the press has already picked up for Paul McCartney's book, Wings, the Story of a Band on the Run, November
Yeah.
4th.
That's
So,
coming up very soon.
yeah, so we'll have a link for that if you want to purchase that. I think I'll purchase that probably at some point.
Yeah, looks like it could be pretty interesting. I've seen
Yeah,
some people have done videos of the anthology book, the Beatles anthology book, which I'm not
yeah,
sure why because it's the same book, it just has a different cover, but it's essentially the same.
yeah.
But this is actually a new thing, the Wings book.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
for certain.
Yeah.
It's new and it will be interesting
Yeah,
one way
definitely.
or another. Now, less interesting, we didn't get a chance to talk about this before our little break here for my back-breaking move.
Yeah.
Wings. Wings is the ultimate anthology of the band that defined the sound of the 70s. A lovingly curated time capsule of imagery and music personally overseen by Paul McCartney, including 32 timeless classic international hits, including Band on the Run, Live and Let Die, Jet, Let 'Em In, blah, 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 blah. So, once
Boy.
again, we've gotten another release of Wings' greatest hits. We've had Wingspan, we had All the Best from Paul, we had
Pure McCartney.
Peter McCartney, and now we get another one. So this is the big Paul McCartney release of the year.
Boy, talk about milking
Yeah.
something dry. Yeah.
Now it comes in many versions too. That's the other thing. You can get a one disc vinyl for around $30. You can get a three disc vinyl, which is around 79 or 99 if you want the one that has the extra pictures and stuff like that. And then there's an audio CD 22.49, and that includes a little poster, an expanded booklet with an extensive album by album notes.
Oh, extensive. Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm not thrilled and not excited about that Wings set. I probably won't get it, but we'll have links if you want to get it. I guess if you are a vinyl collector, a fresh new vinyl collector, you don't have any Wings,
Yeah.
you don't have any Paul, this would be a good starter to get maybe the 3 disc, which it's $80 though. Still, it's a little
Yes.
pricey. So it's a little, I'm not going to hard sell you on going and buying the Wings, but we will have links for it.
Yeah.
And then Record Store Day coming out 11/28. Once again, Dave's thrilled. He's already in line because Dark Horse Records continues their partnership with record stores and Record Store Day to release the full studio album catalog of George Harrison, this Zoetrope pressing
Oh,
of the 2024 50th anniversary mix of the album that
living in the
came out,
material
Living in the
world.
Material World, which,
Yeah.
yeah.
Boy.
So I don't get these Zoetrope things. I don't.
No.
When I'm playing records, I'm not like sitting there like looking at the vinyl turnaround and
No. No.
creaming my jeans on oh, look, the little guy goes around the circle.
No. No.
So,
I guess we're out of things. Maybe we're
yeah,
reaching the point of we're just
yeah.
out of stuff.
Well, I found it interesting that those Ringo colored vinyls weren't included in Record Store Day. It was like, nah,
No.
let's not even mess with it. There's no Beatles, there's no Paul, there's no John Lennon
No.
in this. And this is Black Friday Record Store Day, which
Mm-hmm.
takes place. It's like a Record Store Day Junior that takes place the day after Thanksgiving. So it is very different than the extensive releases we get for regular Record Store Day. But
True.
still, it's sort of like this one went with Whimper. There's a couple items. There's the Bob Dylan the original track listing for Another Side of Bob Dylan is
Mm.
coming out. There's a couple things like that are interesting, but
Okay.
I kind of wish Record Store Day would go away. We've had
Yeah.
enough rants from me on Record Store Day, but
Yeah.
anyway. So that's the Beatles
Well,
news as of 10/26/2025.
very good. Well, I'll have one entry from our Please Mr. Postman segment from a new listener to our podcast from friend of the show, Dan, who says, just caught up with this episode on how I won the war. An interesting,
Wow.
I know we were impressed that anybody listened to the listened to that one. Hopefully you didn't watch it, but he said an interesting side story is about a Spanish teacher who is using Beatles lyrics to teach his students English. He learns that Lennon is in Spain and goes to see him when Lennon's writing Strawberry Fields. There's a lovely movie about this called Living is Easy. Interesting. Much, much better than the Lester movie. So I think we'll definitely want to check that out. Living is Easy. So
Yeah.
he's loving the podcast, new to it, and has lots of catching up to do. So thanks for checking us out and for giving us that tip, Dan. So
I think I extracted from our memory that we even
I know, I know
won
it.
the war. It was a
Oh,
rough go
it
at
came
times. So
it came up in my Beatles class I'm teaching this semester because we're on Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane, and I mentioned that John wrote it when he was away, and I said there's this horrible movie that he was filming, and some of the students wanted to see it. They wanted to know what it was, and I said, have at it.
yeah, feel free.
Might give you an
Feel
extra
free.
extra credit or an A to watch that whole movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, really awful. So yeah, please feel free to send us an email or post to any of our social media, and you can communicate. Let us know what you think, and let us know what you think of Power to the People. I know it's been out for a few weeks, so you can
Yeah.
weigh in and let us know if we're off base or if this is an amazing experience or what you think about it. Because
Yeah, we have a Facebook group. If you'd like to join the Facebook group, please do. Easily findable.
yep,
We are also on Twitter X, which is at I got a Beatles. What's the email address again?
I've got a Beatles podcast at outlook.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, please give us a message. You can even get us a little audio message or anything like that. We'd play an audio message if you do that.
Yep.
What was the method we had an audio
Yes,
uh,
it was called Vocaroo.
Vocaroo?
I'll put that in
So,
the show notes if you want to send us an audio message, or you can, of course, just record a message on your iPhone or whatever and send
yeah.
us something.
And of course, we have a YouTube channel. If you're listening to the podcast, there's also a YouTube channel. You can get us that way. If you're watching us on YouTube, of course, you already know this. But we also have a second YouTube channel called Song Album Career. We just did a song "Go Your Own Way" from Fleetwood Mac. So we enjoyed having a little chat about that song. So we'll be doing more of those as the months progress. Now that I'm in my new digs and it's all
Yes.
settled and everything's fine.
Yes, very exciting. So that
So,
means we have work to do, and we're going to be planning out the rest of the year here pretty soon because we're
yeah,
coming up to November fairly soon. So,
that's right.
yeah. But anyway, thanks as always for listening, and we will be back at you soon with a new episode.